Hold up.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox298 here. Welcome back to a brand new F1 2016 career mode video. If you guys stay here on my channel, so we're back with my Williams career modes here. Season 5, part 10, I believe this is now, for the British Grand Prix. If you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to click a like on the video. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe from the around here as well. And without further ado, we're going to get straight on into things. So in this championship, we're dominating the championship, absolutely thriving away through it. And we have now officially banned upgrades basically for the time being. I know the AIs is very, very fast and they are quicker than me, but I'm still able to pull out the results in the race. So for the time being, upgrades are banned. We're not allowed to make any until we really are struggling. But I might not make any upgrades for the rest of the season at the rate. But anyway, at the moment, of course, with me winning a lot of Grand Prix and maybe even winning more in the future, who knows? I am banning upgrades until we are in dire need of them, which hopefully we don't, but we are going to ban them for the time being. But anyway, not a lot really for me to talk about in terms of the videos itself. I want to thank you ever so much for those guys that have tuned in to watch my Battlefield 1 live streams I've been doing recently. That was really fun to do. I've really absolutely enjoyed the game and I love it so much. And I wanted to do some streams on it. The Q&A that I was suggesting that I was going to do for Wednesday, I've moved now to that will be on Sunday due to I've got a couple of problems going on in my private life. I'm trying to get stuff sorted out, so I'm moving the Q&A to Sunday instead while I try and fix my uploading schedule. Because of course I was going to have I was going to put the Q&A out on yesterday. Then of course I had, like I said, some issues I've got to get sorted at the moment. So I didn't have the career mode video edited because I was going to move the career mode to Sunday. So what I've done now is I put the funny moments video that I had scheduled for some other time for Wednesday. Then I've got the career mode, of course, coming out today on Thursday. And then I've got the other one coming out on its normal Saturday. And since I didn't have a co-op video, I put the career modes here. Really confusing, really complicated. You don't need to know about it, but the schedule is all over the place. Hopefully by next week we can get back on course with the schedule, starting with the Sub Championship, which of course is on Monday, and moving on from there. But anyway then, in this British Grand Prix, we did all the practice programs perfectly, and we have got a brand new rival in Lewis Hamilton now. So we beat Max Verstappen, I believe, and now our rival is Lewis Hamilton, and we're into qualifying for the British Grand Prix. Now, I do know that there is going to be some rain arriving. I saw it when I was on the weather forecast and having a little look. So what I've decided to do for this Grand Prix, or this Grand Prix weekend, is I'm not going to be running on the medium compound tyres because I know that the rain's coming, so it's pointless really. But as you can see then, into Q2, we've got Julian Palmer in front of us. He's not actually going to phase us that much. He's a little bit off-putting into the Vale chicane, but we didn't necessarily have any problems with him on track, so we're not going to worry too much about him. And then in Q2, we actually dropped to 5th, so it's a bit of a tough Q2, to be honest. Palmer did let me down in the final sector, but overall it wasn't really that much of a problem because I knew there was still more pace to find in the car. Into Q3 we go and see Vettel sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session, but we're going to come around the chicane now, and we are definitely on a much better lap than we were in Q2, making sure that we get everything nice and perfect around the final corner and across the line to set the fastest lap, which I do believe is going to be pole position, and it is going to be pole position, but only by 3,000ths of a second between myself and Rosberg. Literally only 3 1,000ths separated me and Rosberg in qualifying. So the closest qualifying we've had all season long, but we have come out on top against Nico Rosberg, which I'm proud about. But that was a really, really close qualifying session, and luckily we were able to come out on top there and take pole position and see what we could do into the race. As you can see then, we're getting our resource points for this season, and in the championship rivalry against Lewis Hamilton, we've started off very strongly against him. But without further ado, guys, we're going to go with the main event now, which of course is the race for the British Grand Prix.
Let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Williams in pole position then, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Bottas, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Alonso and Sergio Perez, Button, Grosjean, Carlos Sainz and Gutierrez, Palmer, Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat, Ericsson and Nasser, Rio Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, It's time to go down to the track.
Alright then guys, as you can see we're on the grids here for the British Grand Prix, and as I said here, for my home race, it is going to be a wet start to the race, then it's going to transition to intermediate conditions, and then it's actually going to transfer to dry weather. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how, you know, if we're probably going to have to use all forms of tyres, the full wet, the intermediates, and the dry tyres. As you can see then, onto the formation lap, getting ourselves ready to go for this Grand Prix, and get set for what should, hopefully, be a classic. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. But anyway, as you can see, we're on the grid here, we've got 5 red lights here for the British Grand Prix, and it's lights out, there we go, for the British Grand Prix. It's a slow start from us, actually, in this Grand Prix. We've got a bad start, but the secondary phase of the start is very good from us, actually, and going into the first corner, we're going to get a nice run, a very clean run, and we've got another electric start. We've seemed to be having so many electric starts, nice and comfortable. We go drifting sideways into the next set of corners there, as I tried to explore the limits in these full wet conditions, and I literally just had a little drifting course there. But anyway, we've got a very good start, and now we're into the lead of this British Grand Prix, ahead of Rosberg, ahead of Ricciardo. Hamilton got a very solid start right on the back of Rosberg's tail, but he couldn't do anything about it. So unfortunately for Hamilton that he couldn't capitalise on his strong start. But yeah, we got a very slow getaway because I had the car into lean mixture to allow for less wheel spin. Everyone else was a lot quicker with their wheel spin, but eventually when my car settled down, I managed to get off the secondary phase of the start. It was a lot stronger for myself compared to the rest of the drivers, and I was able to really pull away in front of people. On to lap 5 of the Grand Prix now, and Hamilton is overtaking Rosberg, so Hamilton's making big gains in this Grand Prix. 1.6 seconds is the gap between myself and the Mercedes drivers as I try and monitor that gap. And we've got yellow flags behind us, so someone's gone off somewhere, and it's actually Fernando Alonso who is out of the British Grand Prix, and we're going to go find out why. So having a look here, Fernando Alonso is coming through the final corner now, and here in his McLaren with Button behind him, and unfortunately his Honda powered engine does explode on the pit straight, which isn't surprising there because the Honda engine is extremely unreliable and always will be. Moving on then, thanks to the incident with Fernando Alonso, actually caused the virtual safety car to come out, and as we're coming through Maggots and Beckett's now, we're actually going to take advantage of that and steal some extra time from the virtual safety car, and that is us done and dusted. But as you can see on the strategy window, we have got the option to go onto a set of the intermediate tyres and do a new strategy. So the full wet conditions, it's kind of ended now. Through Stoke Corner we go, and just making sure we get everything nice and tidy here, as we're going to be making our very first pit stop of this British Grand Prix and going onto a set of the intermediate tyres. And I believe Hamilton's going to come in as well. Rosberg probably will stay out another lap because the AIs don't stack up, which really they lose more time by not stacking than they do while stacking. So it's a little bit unusual there, but Rosberg does stay out indeed. So Hamilton's going to be pitting the same time as me. In fact, you can see all the mechanics out. They're all ready to get their cars serviced. So as you can see, on go the intermediate compound tyres, and that's just going to be us out into not P1, but a net first place anyway. So all the other teams come out now ready to service their cars. And I do believe that Hamilton's been held up a lot. There is Lewis Hamilton, and there is a Ferrari and a Red Bull that are right behind him, and my teammate Bottas. So Hamilton has definitely been held up in the pits because he was only about, I'd say, 2.8 seconds back when we came into the pits, because of course we gained some time from the VSC. So the gap was 1.6 seconds, then the VSC came out, and I stole 1.2 seconds from the VSC, because you can, and the game doesn't say otherwise. Yeah, he's obviously been held up in the pits, because he's a long way back now, but that is very nice for us. So now we can just maintain the advantage on these intermediate tyres, and go forward in the race here on lap 6 of this British Grand Prix. So it's been a very tidy start to this race. On to lap 15 of the Grand Prix now, and we're starting to get to a phase where it's getting a little bit difficult. The intermediate tyres, as you can see on the screen, are starting to fall away at a vast rate of knots, and the two Mercedes drivers, Hamilton and Rosberg, are line of stone, and they're catching me at a very quick rate here. Gap was 2.2, I think it was 2.2 again, unless it's wrong, I probably am. But anyway, we are now starting to think, what are we going to do? My option here is, it's telling me to come into the pits and fit a brand new set of intermediates on, which is the way to go, but I'm actually going to take a big risk here, and I'm going to try and nurse these intermediate tyres into the dry conditions. You can see that there's no more rain, and the track is drying up, so I feel that if I just go, even if I cruise it round and literally go at a snail's pace like I did in the sub-championship, I feel like I could probably make these tyres last longer and go out. Hamilton's already pitted for a set of inters. Rosberg now, who is directly behind me, you can see him right there on the minimap, into the pits he goes. He's going to fit on a set of intermediates, but the track is just getting so much drier, there is no point in pitting for inters. So all I've got to do is nurse my stricken little Williams with its horrible tyres. And now I've decided to make the call here on lap 17 to pit for a set of dry tyres. If this strategy works out as planned, this means that I'm going to be skipping a pit stop, and my option and my strategy basically is going to work perfectly, and it could be an absolute miracle of a call. But you can see that the tyre wear percentage is super high at the moment, and there is a very good chance that we could get a puncture in this Grand Prix. So I do believe that I do show the whole lap here, and we just need to get it around. Hamilton now is up into third. Rosberg has actually done the overcut on Hamilton, weirdly enough. So that's kind of interesting to note here, as we're coming around now through the middle sector, and we're just trying to nurse the cars. We've got 70% tyre wear, 71% tyre wear now, and there's the crucial moment there, look. Jeff has offered me a strategy change to go onto the hard tyres to take them to the end of the race. So actually, in fact, the masterclass strategy that we've come up with has worked an absolute treat in this Grand Prix. Now all we've got to do, get this car to the pits, and we have got ourselves a pit stop advantage by staying out those few more laps and really working on the tyres. However, as you can see onto lap 17 of the Grand Prix, see, the strategy was amazing. Everything was brilliant. But as you saw on your screens, the safety car came out. I went onto the replays, nothing happened. No one spun, no one's engine blew up, no one retired from the race. The safety car literally just came out. And that's ridiculous. Like, I worked so hard on the intermediate stint to make sure that I could do something, because all I'm going to say is this. If this was dry weather and DRS was enabled, you would be seeing lap after lap after lap after lap of just me battling with the Mercs, trying to hold them off, because the DRS is overpowered on this game, followed by the slipstream. But because it was wet weather conditions, the DRS is not enabled, and that meant I was able to use my straight line speed to my advantage. And I needed to pull a gap on the Mercs, because they were closing me down. And I decided to just McYOLO it and go on a big strategy call. Remember in my Ferrari career mode, I went on a big strategy call to go onto the intermediates when it started raining, and because my tyres were going off. That didn't work. I tried something bold again here, and now as you can see, onto lap 21 of the Grand Prix, if I can, it's lap 20 of the Grand Prix, I'm on the hard tyres. All my rivals, Rosberg, Vettel, everyone else, they're all on mediums. They're on a quicker tyre compound than me, and yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. But anyway, guys, we got no choice. We just have to go on with it. So as you can see, I've slowed the pack right down here, and we are going to get back racing once again here. So I'm on the hards. Everyone else is on a set of mediums here, and that's unfortunate. We've actually got Hamilton and Raikkonen, two drivers coming into the pitch straight away after the safety car. So why they're coming in now, I have no idea. But as you can see here, as we get forward in this Grand Prix, Rosberg really fired up now. And will he make a move into turn one? He's actually going to have a look there, but he decides to do a dummy move. Doesn't phase us at all. And we're still in the lead here. And we've got a yellow flag behind us. Not sure what it's for, but Nico Rosberg is very close behind us. Vettel also there. Ricciardo and also Bottas, my teammate, are all right up my backside. So for these final 5 laps, final 6 laps even, we're going to have to defend very hard against these drivers if we're going to win this British Grand Prix, because the safety car has molested me. But Rosberg here, you can see coming down the straight now. Will he make a move? I gave him the room to go for the outside line, but I actually had enough straight line speed that I could pull back into the racing line and take these corners normal without any sort of problems. But as you can see, Rosberg still very far behind, still not very far, very close behind me here. And Vettel, Ricciardo, and Bottas also in the mix here. And as you can see, coming towards Copse Corner now, Rosberg is very close to us, but he's not actually going to get a move done. So Rosberg has to sit back a little bit longer and wait for a new opportunity to come his way here. And we see that all, they're just listening. Welcome back to the Foxy Express, I suppose. Here's Maggots and Beckett's, the corners I don't know around this track. Just going to go nice and slowly. But you can see here that I wasn't trying to go slow. I'm giving it absolutely everything. But these guys have got so much better speed and traction here. Personal best middle sector. Rosberg coming through now. And Bottas behind me. Look at Valtteri in the Williams. He's come flying through. Into Stoke Corner we go. Will Bottas make a move? He doesn't. But yellow flags are out behind. So someone's made some sort of contact somewhere. Oh, wait, Rosberg's what? Rosberg's going in. Why? Hang on. Rosberg's going to the pit. What? Why? Has Rosberg been hit off by Bottas? Has Bottas just caused a complete chaos and saved me as fastest lap now? Perez is in second. Rosberg's pitted. Wait, what? I actually don't know. We're going to get a replay of this because I don't know. But Rosberg has just pitted for no reason. He's on a fresh set of mediums. Let's have a look at this. So, right, let's go back. Let's backtrack here. So we're coming down the hangar straight now. And there's my choo-choo train. Bottas has got into the slipstream of me, and he is absolutely flying here in this Grand Prix. So Bottas, okay, that's not a very good angle here. So Bottas makes some sort of collision, but Rosberg just pits. Why is he pitted? Bottas, as you can see here, has come absolutely flying through. He's got the slipstream on me, and then eventually I go back in. He locks up, taps a little bit on the back of Rosberg, but that should not make Rosberg pit for a new set of tyres. Here comes Ricciardo now. Does Ricciardo lose any wing, maybe? Bottas comes through, loses, hits Vettel, and Ricciardo just slows... No, so Ricciardo's on a fresh set of mediums. These guys have been on their mediums for about 2 laps now, and they've all pitted. This actually makes no sense to me. I don't understand what's going on here. Vettel may have front wing damage, hence why he needed... Nope, he got hit on the side pod, so he's okay. So all those drivers... Bottas didn't even get any... I don't understand this. We're going to come through and win the British Grand Prix, but this was an uneventful Grand Prix, but one of the weirdest races I've ever been a part of. Okay, so let's just celebrate first of all here. So we're going to come across the line here and win the British Grand Prix, our home race. Another win for the Williams team, and that's exactly what we want as we look to continue our domination in this championship. I'm well known for hiccups, but for some reason, so Bottas, Rosberg, Ricciardo, and Vettel all pitted when their tyres were fresh. Hamilton, Raikkonen, and someone else pitted when the safety car came in. They were on those tyres, so I pitted, and then the safety car came out, and then everyone pitted the lap after. So that means that they all pitted on lap 18, lap 19 for their tyres. The safety car came in at lap 20. Drivers then came in at lap 20, and then at lap 21 for a pit stop again. Why did they do... I don't know. They've pitted again. I don't know why. So at the moment, we've got a Williams and 2 Force Indias on the podium. This is a weird Grand Prix. I don't know why they've pitted. They should have been able to easily get to the end of the race, and most undoubtedly would have overtaken me and ruined my chances of a victory. So there you go, guys. That's been one of the weirdest Grand Prix I've ever been a part of. So last episode we've got Grosjean in 4th, and we've got Toro Rosso in 5th, and a McLaren in 6th. Yeah, that makes sense. And we've got Valtteri Bottas, Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Alonso all down there. Vettel, Rosberg, I don't know. But again, just showing the difficulties, because in case people always start to conspiracize, which always happens. Yeah, I don't understand this Grand Prix. It's really weird. But as you can see, we actually executed a very good strategy. And in the driver's standings, we pull even further clear because no one scored points. Yeah, that happens. So yeah, this is still a really strange Grand Prix, and I really can't get my head around it. No one had front wing damage. No one had punctures. They literally just pitted for no reason at all. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for the British Grand Prix. Like I said, I know I'm winning all these Grand Prix, and I understand that it could get a little bit frustrating, a bit boring for some. I have banned the upgrades, and I am trying to make it harder for myself, but there's nothing really more I can do. I'm on the hardest difficulty in the game, and I've banned upgrades, and the AIs are quicker. It's just I'm getting lucky, and maybe my luck will run out soon. But until then, guys, I'll see you very soon. Take care, all. Peace.